I've got bad news for us. You're the hot one. And I'm the funny one.
Okay.
That sucks for me.
That made me sad and then offended.
Maya just told our producer that she wanted him to mute IRL because she was sick of him.
No, I told the producer to mute because there was static.
No.
Peak test. Ah! That's not good.
People hate when we do that live. They've told us to stop. We've done it once, and I'm sensitive.
I did say peak test, in fairness. So if you didn't pause, that's on you.
That's on you, idiot.
Peak test!
I wanted to talk... Oh.
Better.
Our Patreon is useless.
Don't say that.
I want them to know.
Oh my god.
We have a Patreon Discord, and I pinged it. I said, give us some questions to answer tonight. Some dumbass said, how are you feeling today?
That's actually good. That's funny. Wait, answer it.
I'm fine.
No, you're not. Answer it honestly. What the hell?
Oh, my period started. I'm in so much pain. I'm not going to make it.
I'm also on my period, but I am going to make it.
Because you have birth control.
Yeah, baby.
I don't. Really. I raw dog my period. So I'm a strong woman.
Jeez, I thought you were going to. Yeah, that's crazy.
I raw dog. You shouldn't raw dog on your period. That sounds messy. Missy.
I don't think it's been long enough.
Have you ever heard of guys brag about eating out a girl on their period?
As like a, yeah, dude, I don't care. Like, you're if you care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm part of like the Red Wing Club, and it's like, okay.
I know, I've never heard anyone say that.
You're gross.
I've never heard anyone say that.
Really?
Here's the thing.
Like, what is it?
If I had the option to be self-conscious about it or not, and I could not be self-conscious about it, it'd probably be really nice.
Ew, no, it'd be so messy.
No, but that's because you would feel like it's gross. But you know what I'm saying? If I didn't feel like it was gross, it'd probably be nice. But I do feel like it's gross.
Why? I feel like around my period, my vagina is like way more sensitive.
That's what I'm saying.
Not in a good way.
Oh.
You think in a good way?
I think so. I don't know. Never really done whatever we're talking about right now.
One, I'm Googling it.
Freaks me out.
Dictionary.
Freaks me out.
Well, because before your period starts, do you feel like you're just like clenching? Oh my!
Get ready. Get ready.
Stop! This is gnarly.
You're looking at spaghetti mouth men right now.
I went to Urban Dictionary and I searched eating someone out on their period, and it says try one of these: blood salad, mosquito eating, vagpire.
That one's pretty good. I like that one.
And then cherry snack pack, period slurp, salsa shower.
I hate that one. I don't like the idea of it being savory. That's really gross.
Maui meatball sub. What's that?
That's disgusting. I don't know, but I hate that one.
When you get a Kaiser roll and a girl to shoot out her period. We don't need to finish that. The example of how to use that word in a sentence is my girlfriend and I were about to bang until she tried giving me a Maui meatball sub, and then I slapped her with my cup.
You know, I dated a guy once that...
Urban Dictionary. What? Say it. Spill the tea. Expose him.
I don't know if I've told you about it.
Tell me. I'm drinking coffee.
Did I ever tell you about
a good day?
Did I ever tell you about baseball guy?
Yes, you've talked about cock baseball, but I think we deleted it because you were nervous he would be too sensitive.
Oh well, it's been long enough.
It's been long enough, and if you're nervous about it, I'll tell it and pretend it was one of my boyfriends.
Okay, you go ahead, and then I'll say if it was one of Cutie's boyfriends.
This was one of my boyfriends, one of the many. I've dated like hundreds. I'm desirable.
Yeah.
I dated one, and one time I would throw a ping pong ball, and he'd hit it.
Wait, this is fun. You should tell stories about my exes, fun ones, and then I'll retell stories about yours.
You don't? Okay. Yeah, these are fun.
Okay, you give one.
Yeah, and we would play baseball, And with his penis, though, he would hit it. And it was really funny. And then he did cocaine.
Come on, dude. That's
Hey, this is one of my boyfriends. Please stop.
Oh. I can't believe you did that.
He was crazy.
He was crazy. That guy was crazy.
He was crazy. He'd also tell me, he'd always be like,
Yep. Okay, dude, I want to run this. I really want you to run these by me before you say any of these. I really have no idea what you're going to say right now.
You don't trust me?
No, you just said something I didn't want you to say. So no, I really don't. I really do not.
Nobody knows who it is.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just going to start lying. That was a lie, for the record. I don't know why she acted like that.
I don't know why she just said she was going to start lying, because she already started a while ago.
I already did. I've been lying my whole life. I came out of the womb, and I was like, I'm not yours. My lawyer just DM'd me. What?
No!
What do I have
What do you
to do?
want?
Oh my gosh, he's actually so sweet. Oh, I feel so bad.
Oh.
He asked me a question forever ago, asking what Fusli and I were announcing, because Streamer Camp was announced. Oh, we can talk about that today. Streamer Account was announced, and I never replied to him. And then his new message that he sent today was about trademarks with Streamer Awards. We've been trademarking the statues and the name and stuff like that. And anyway, but I feel bad because I never replied to that. He's actually a really nice guy.
Okay.
But whenever your lawyer or my tax guy DMs me, I just know that means I got to do some work.
You have to do some work, yeah. I get that.
And I'm tired. I don't want to do any. Honestly.
Okay, I'll tell a story about one of your exes now. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. So one time you were dating this guy, and it was Valentine's Day.
You were dating this guy.
And one time I was dating this guy. It was my boyfriend. And it was Valentine's Day.
Mine.
And he wanted to do something romantic, despite us not really having done anything, because we were both saving ourselves for marriage.
Yeah.
And to make it fun and exciting, he put a ribbon around his waistline and tied it over his penis. And then when we were in the room together, and we were gonna get crazy, he untied it because he thought it was sexy, and he showed me his penis.
That is such a cool story about your relationship. I'd like to make it very clear that it's about her relationship. And it was last Valentine's Day. I don't know why she pretended like that was a story about me. Dude,
I got that.
I had therapy today.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I want your opinion on this. My therapist... This might be opening up too much of a box of worms. I didn't realize we were going to talk about this, but ooh, here we go. My therapist thinks maybe I should DM the guy that molested me. For closure. Or his wife.
Huh?
Because they have kids. And I talked to my therapist about how I feel guilty because what if he's... Yeah. What if he's a pedophile? And I was talking to my therapist about this because I was like, shit happens to you in your life. What are you supposed to do? Blah, blah, blah. Maya, please.
Sorry.
I was like, what are you supposed to do? Stuff just happens. And she's like, well, what are your feelings? And I listed all my feelings. So I was like, it's weird. Cause this guy, I think I've talked about this before. Maybe I haven't. Welcome. This is therapy. Welcome to therapy about it. This is not to be depressing. Twit longer or twit double TW.
Trigger warning.
CW.
Content warning.
Cartoons. Oh. The CW would play Looney Tunes sometimes, I think. CW, TW.
That's
anyway.
Cartoon Network. Right?
TW pedophiles. If you are a pedophile, leave now, because I'm going to talk about you and it might trigger you.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Okay, yeah.
But make sure you just mute it. We still need your listen.
Okay. For the rec, okay, everyone needs to... Cutie hard copes with her trauma by making jokes. It's, like, really bad. She does not think that this is funny. She says
think this is funny.
No, see, she'll say that she thinks it's funny. It's not funny.
You're projecting. You don't think I'm funny.
Okay, go ahead.
This is funny.
Yes. It is. Yes, it's funny.
Anyway, you made it weird.
Sorry, I totally killed the vibe. Continue.
Anyway, so we were talking about it. This guy, so we'll call him CJ. CJ was the name of the guy that would steal me away. Essentially, okay, let's open the wine.
The wine for this week.
I didn't know this was the pedophile episode.
I didn't either.
I wasn't planning on it, but
Okay.
here we go.
The wine for the day is Carmen Cran Reserva.
I like it because I'm
Cabernet-
dyslexic and it looks like ramen. The name is Carmen, but it looks like ramen if you just move the R and the C. Oh, wait, you'd have to get rid of the C.
That's really fun for you. Cabernet Sauvignon.
Sauvignon.
Founded in 1850.
That's too old.
Oh, Chile's oldest winery, well known for its contemporary style. Its Gran Reserva range underlies the purity and intensity of each variety grown in a specific... I can't read this bottle. Terrier?
Big terrier. Oh,
What's
terrier.
that?
Like the dog?
I don't know. Our Cabernet Sauvignon of intense ruby red color was aged for 12 months in French oak barrels. It shows
Thank
aromas
God.
of fresh red fruits and slight notes of graphite and mint. With fine and elegant tannins, it is well structured on the palate, a long and persistent wine that will wrap very well in the bottle, preserving the terroir's character.
Best served at 16 to 18 degrees Celsius. Don't tell me how to drink your dumb wine. Pissing me
Do not
off.
drink if you are pregnant because of the risk of birth defects.
Dude, imagine this was what happens someday when
One day we're doing wine about it, and all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, I'm good this time.
I'm good.
And you're just like, why, Maya? Why? Tell them why.
It's sad because you don't drink and they're like, oh, Maya's pregnant. I don't drink. They're like, the meds. That sucks.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Ow. I used my fingernail to open the foil.
See, I just don't do the foil, dude. You just gotta skip that step.
Yeah, but it's so cool when you get the really perfect circle.
I like when
off.
he raises his hands. He's like,
I don't have that kind of
wine!
wine opener.
Yeah, wine!
This is going to be a problem.
I don't like...
Audio listeners, I'm using the difficult wine opener again. A lot of people have a hard time with this one. I am one of them. Oh, I went too far. How do you go backwards? It's just...
I did it.
What? This doesn't make sense. Wait.
It smells like all the other fucking red wines on the planet. I don't get it, man. I really don't. Sorry to be a hater.
Dude, this...
Okay. Oh, here we go again.
Shut up.
The dumb bitch and her wine opener on the wine podcast that neither of us deserve.
How do you do it? This t-shirt. Producer!
Is that the... Everybody meet Chuck.
Wait, you go all the way down?
Is our producer.
So this goes up, this goes down. And so you can either use this lip or you can use the lip below it.
This is so embarrassing.
Maya, it's not embarrassing. People need to learn in life. You're shaming me for being stupid.
And so if you
He's
hold
being
this
so
now,
nice
your
and showing
knuckle
you it's
against
so
it.
embarrassing.
How did he do that?
Wow, producer! Thank you.
What the fudge? I still don't get it.
Yikes.
I'll struggle next week too. You bet.
Okay.
Bet your bottom dollar.
Yeah. All right.
'Cause tomorrow,
Wine pour. Ready?
There'll be. Yep. Oh.
Cheers.
I've got bad news for us.
What?
You're the hot one, and I'm the funny one.
Okay.
That sucks for me.
That made me sad and then offended.
You're sad that you're hot? Oh. Woe is
No,
me.
that's annoying that you think I'm the hot one.
I was reading our TikTok comments, and the people, they hate me. On our TikTok. I'm like, why are you on our TikTok if you hate me?
You know what the problem is with TikTok is that it's full of pedophiles and they're attracted to me because I look 12. I'm going to put it out there. That's why they're into me.
And we specifically asked pedophiles to not watch.
Yeah, so that's on them.
That's really messed up. Anyway, what does your wine taste like? It
I
smells like... You know what? I just had a ratatouille moment.
Oh, it smells like...
I wonder if I've had this before.
Oh my god, it smells like rotting wood, dude. It smells like rotting wood.
Ooh, it's sour. I had a dream. I was
What the fuck, man? Ew. It's disgusting. It's so sour.
I'm okay with it because I like wine now.
No, you don't.
Yes.
Tastes like if you put a blackberry in between two boards and let
Yes,
it
I
sit
do.
out in the sun, pressing together for a really long time. That's what it tastes
I'm
like.
that girl. We're at dinner and I order a glass. I like it. I do.
Okay, so you don't think I'm funny?
Nope.
You know what sucks is I know that that's true. I know you don't think
No,
I'm funny.
I do think you're funny.
No, you don't. What?
I said I do. You think you're funny? And Lud walked in the room and he went,
No. Oh my god, it wasn't. Oh my god, I didn't know.
Oh my god, I didn't know she would hear me. Oh my god, I didn't know.
you
How
want
do
to
you
order
tell
food?
Ludwig
you
these
said?
pants look
Yeah,
stupid?
I-
How are you telling that?
Maya, I bought him those pants.
You know what? Oh, they're great. You know what I said
What
today?
did you say about my pants?
Today I met
Hey,
someone
you're
that had
not
a
on the
sticker.
podcast.
Today I met somebody that had a sticker of Ludwig on their water bottle. You know what I said? I looked at his
What?
water bottle and I was like, "Oof. Yikes."
Lud, I want ramen. Producer, do you want ramen? Producer, will you message me what if you want chicken or pork ramen? And potentially random vegetables you would like in it. Perfect. Pork. Okay, I will tell. Excuse me, Maya. I have to do some important work. If
I'll
you'll
continue with my thought. So, Cutie doesn't think that I'm funny, and I don't think that I'm particularly funny, but I
are
do
funny.
think
Shut up.
that I compliment funny people well. Because I'm really good at straight manning and playing off of people. I'm just not good at making
You are
jokes.
good at that. I'm not either.
You make some jokes. You made a funny joke today. I forget what it was already, but it was funny.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not like super clever. I'm more like I'm not like witty. No, I'm pretty witty. I've tried to write Chuck wants pork, but I wrote chicken wants pork.
It's fine.
There we go.
She's dyslexic.
Anyway, I wish I was more clever.
Wish I was tall. Wish I was.
I'm not very
taller.
clever. I'm more like I have very thought out things, but I also hit the same I use meanness as comedy. I think it's funny to say mean things that you don't mean. I do.
That is a great sense of humor.
Yesterday,
It's being
I
mean to
told
people.
Austin Show that his shirt looked like a napkin from Chili's. It was so funny. I didn't mean it. It sure looked great, but it was funny.
I bet he was actually really sad and he's not going to wear it again.
No, he'll wear it again. He's got the confidence of an all-star.
Oh.
Especially right after their song came out.
I watched Shrek the other day.
How was it?
I fell asleep before him and the donkey even left.
How do you think the donkey and the dragon have sex? Because he has to get the dragon pregnant, and I assume dragon pussy is like the size of his body. So he just crawls up in there.
There are animals that do that.
What?
There's a species, a green spoonworm. It's a marine worm species, and the females are like huge, and the males are tiny. And the males, they float around the ocean until they find a female. When they find a female, they go in there and they live in there. It's I forget what the scientific name is, but the colloquial name is little man room. It's where it lives, and it just constantly releases sperm and inseminates the female for the rest of its life. Doesn't eat, doesn't sleep.
What a succubus.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
It really does get sucked in there. It's crazy.
He should pay her rent.
Oh, that's... You're right.
Thank you.
So,
I like this wine. Yeah, you're the hot one. Do you like that?
No, I don't. And I thought we were going to go back to talking about something way less fun.
No, everything's fun. Everything's fun when I'm in town. I'm the hug uncle.
I don't think that I'm the hot one. I think I just have lash extensions.
So you admit your lashes are better than mine.
Yes.
No!
My lashes go crazy, but that's because I pay so much money for them.
Dang it. I would get lashes, but I don't feel like it.
I know, but they're life-changing.
Yeah, but your arm muscles aren't like this.
It's just because I have sleeves. Now. If I didn't have sleeves on, it'd be crazy.
I'm ripped, and this one goes out to the one guy in our comments the other day that said I had grandma arms, because I quite literally just don't.
Dude, you gotta stop reading comments.
So ripped. I know.
You actually have to stop.
I've stopped reading comments on all. I don't read comments on any Cutie Cinderella stuff, but I only have been reading them on Wine About It because I care about it still, and I'm still like troubleshooting it. I care about my normal content, but I don't need to troubleshoot my normal content.
I just don't think reading comments is troubleshooting. I think it does way more damage than helps.
I have a funny one guy that we need to address, and then we'll get back to files.
Okay.
Someone commented on our last episode about Etsy, and they're like, why do all influencers suddenly decide that they can be artists? I was like, bro.
That is a scorned artist.
That is a scorned artist.
For the record, Cutie and I have been crafty bitches since the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, in preschool, they let us make glitter dinosaurs. We were only allowed to make one, and I made 3 before I got in trouble. I love that shit. I always have.
We didn't do crafts when I was in preschool. But one time when my parents got divorced, they were getting divorced, my mom shipped us off to our grandma's, me and my sister, and she lived in the middle of nowhere, and all we did was crafts, and I came home with a box of crafts, and sometimes when my grandma wasn't giving us a little one-on-one craft class, I'd go into the woods and I'd find a stick, and then I'd take the stick home and I'd paint it, and I brought all these painted sticks home to my mom, and she didn't appreciate them as much as she should have.
Oh, sad.
She was too busy getting divorced.
That's hard.
No excuse.
Oh. Okay.
Should have used them.
We're not going to do an Etsy for the record. We're going to make a website. We're going to make a Wine About It website.
Spoke up about it.
Yeah, we're going to make a website. It's going to have everything that you need on it, all the links, all the everything, all the but then also we'll sell our crafts on there.
For the record, we're also not trying to make money off your crafts. We're not like we're off our crafts or your crafts.
We're going to sell them for what a normal craft would sell for.
Yeah. Except for my crafts are really nice, so like $200.
Damn.
No, I think it's a funny argument. I think Maya's been painting forever. I just do random crafts forever. You also have been doing random crafts forever. But it's just giving us purpose, because as you get more of an influencer, you leave more of your purpose behind. And so I think it's silly if you're saying chicken or the egg. It just gives you the ability to make use of your art, essentially.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I've earned it. I've earned it. I've worked my ass off. I've sold my soul. I deserve to have someone who wants to buy whatever I make. Okay?
It's kind of a crazy statement, but yeah.
I deserve it.
You deserve to be happy.
I deserve it.
And crafting makes you happy.
Switching. Another funny situation, and I'm more doing this as a clarifying. This is my cutie needs to stop reading comments segment. Was I was recently on our TikTok. I've never checked out our TikTok. We have a TikTok that has 10 million views.
Which one?
The one where I talked about the micro penis at Denny's.
Why?
10 million. How are we not more famous?
Well, TikTok's dumb.
Still, 10 million? 10 million.
Why is it not pinned on our TikTok?
Why do you pin stuff? Why do you
to
pin
show
your big
that you're
ones?
famous?
Oh. Mercy, pin our big one.
I can't even find it. I can't even find it.
You can't? It's there, I promise.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Million. Oh, yeah, there it is. Interesting. Was that even a real story?
Yeah.
Damn.
That was a real story.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't that good of a story, but...
TikTok doesn't make any sense.
TikTok doesn't care if it's a good story or not. They just want to tickety-talkety. But our editor put the story I was told about Dream wanting to take a picture together as a TikTok. And the premise of that story was me saying, like, this is the most random grouping. Interaction.
But you talked about Dream.
Yeah. They turned it into that I'm the biggest bitch ever because he was being nice and invited me into a photo, and I'm cringe and I'm a bitch because I didn't want to be in it, and I'm a bitch because I'm talking about it. I, for the record, didn't call him any names. I just said it was the most random thing in the whole wide world. But
you're defending yourself against Dream stands. It's scary.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, and I feel big about it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy for you.
Why do you think stands are that way? I've never heard your take.
Why stands exist?
Like, why they end up so, like, infantilizing of their obsession. Like, it's kids. Like, admittedly, Minecraft stands, their audience is relatively young, which there's nothing wrong with being young. We love being young. I wish I was younger. But they just become so obsessive, and then they kind of like parent their idol, which is just a new thing. Because like when I was young, I was obsessed with like I think like 13, 14, I was like really into Good Charlotte, and like, but you would never see me being like, Joel Madden really shouldn't be dating a 13-year-old Hillary Duff, even though he shouldn't have. He's a bit of a creep, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I think my like super armchair take. Ooh. I think that
she's on Reddit.
I'm on Reddit. I think that influencers are able to show only the parts that mostly only the parts that they want, like the best of themselves to the internet. So then you get all these kids that idolize them and they're like, oh my god, they're perfect, they're so hot, they're blah blah blah. Especially when it's limited access to that person, you just see their hand and they lose their mind, right? Or you see like their wrist and they're like, he's so hot, right? Because you can imagine this perfect person, but then with the nature of being an influencer or being on social media, that everybody has so much access to us, you're bound to see humanity in influencers, and then it shatters like their image of this perfect person that they like want to be so perfect, and then they're like, go back. Yeah, they're like, go back, don't do that, don't mess up.
I think it's all projection.
Yeah,
I think at such a young age you're being exposed to like social media, and it's so messed up, and it's making you want to change, so you just start projecting and wanting to change others.
Oh, deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you don't know how to do that because you don't necessarily have friends to do this to, and it wouldn't be appropriate to do this to friends because then you'd lose those friendships. So then you do it to these weird icons that really
there's
not gonna
also
change, no matter how much
something
you want them to.
We talked about this so recently. Like, it is so human to feel good about telling about high roading. Like, if you high road someone, or you're like, I would never do that, or like, oh, like that guy's racist.
It's like
or whatever.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel better about yourself to be like, I would never. Yikes! Look at that guy, huh? Like, oh, look at that guy, and everyone's like liking your comment, and they're like, yeah, true. Like that guy's whatever, and then you're like on this pedestal, and at the same time, you're an anonymous online user that never has to take accountability for anything you've ever done. There's no one that goes, wait, didn't you make this joke a year ago? Or like, didn't you just laugh at this joke on this podcast like 2 weeks ago? Like, there's no accountability that you have to take for anything you're doing in your life because no one's watching you. But you still get to be like, I would never. You still get to be like, I'm so much better than that. And that feels good. Like, that feels good to people.
Yeah, I say that. I'm like, I would never be obsessed with a celebrity and know everything about their relationships. That'd be weird.
That'd be crazy. So anyway, Matt Healy.
Crazy, Matt Healy. I do think it sucks. I'm bad at explaining full thoughts, genuinely. I think, for the record, I think we have crossover with the Fear End podcast, and we just spent a big chunk talking about Matt Healy. And a lot of people think when I am breaking down, like contextualizing some of the Matt Healy does, that I'm defending him. I'm not. I'm just giving context because I think the internet lacks context 90% of the time, and people just love being angry. And I hate people being angry. But regardless, I think Matt Healy is a shitty person. But I also think most people are shitty people.
Right.
I'm not defending him. I'm just giving him context to, like, people are like, oh, he did the Hitler salute. And it's like, man, that sucks. Did he do it at a Nazi rally? No. Did he do it in regards to a lyric about Kanye West, making fun of Kanye West? Yes. Was it a bad joke? Yeah. Is that always a bad joke? Yeah. Like, that doesn't make him a Nazi, though.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but is he a shit person? Yeah. Like, he's a shit person. Like, that's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah. But the way that you just said that was very human and very, like, not something you can defend online, especially on Twitter.
No, and I never would. I don't care. And that's the other thing, is I don't care to defend Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Like, that's not like, and anyone who does, like, you're so weird. Dude, I saw a lot of people, like, one of the biggest arguments that's been trending, and Hassan retweeted it, was people being like, all of Taylor Swift's political work is performative, because if she dates this type of person, everything she's done is performative. And it's like, no, that's just not true.
That sucks.
It's just not.
The other thing about celebrities and influencers and streamer whatever is the internet, because everything that we've ever said, done, looked like, joked about, is documented. It's so easy to point out hypocrisy, and everyone expects inhuman levels of consistency from people in the spotlight, because they get to compare clips and put them right next to each other and be like, oh, look at this guy.
You go back, you watch my VODs when I just played League of Legends, I was dropping the R word, I was dropping the F word probably every once in a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's
humans
bad.
Grow,
but
humans are inconsistent and they grow
on. Like, it's so frustrating to me that no one allows anyone to grow. It drives me crazy.
There are so many things that normal people have done wrong, right? Like, there are a lot of people that think we're bitches, right? Or that they think we're like, we like are really.
What's the word I'm looking for? To be a bitch.
There are people that think we're really like catty, like mean girls, right? The mean girl thing. And there are lots of people that would comment that. And if they were influencers or whatever, or if you had a clip of them, if you're a fly on the wall, when they were talking to their friend, in their house about some other girl, and they're like, whatever. Like, people talk and if you could put that clip next to their comment and be like, look at this person, it just like...
That's actually how I felt about... Did you see that big thing a few months ago? It blew up, and it was called, like, the e-girl DMs.
Yes.
Yeah. Gross.
Yeah.
But it happens really all the time.
Yeah.
Like, think about it is very high school, and it is very juvenile, and it's like you should grow out of it. But it's also very human of all those girls to be a hive mind of shit on people. And that some of them sucks.
In fairness, some of those messages were really bad, but
I didn't read them.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't speak on it. But I'm just saying, like, that concept in general, people, like, a lot of people were, like, so awestruck by it. And it's like,
yeah,
I think every woman has probably been in one of those, probably not as bad because I didn't see it, but has been in a group talking shit about so-and-so's new girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
And also every woman has been on the other end of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks. And I wish we weren't like that. But society.
I just think that humans in
We should do
general
better.
are so... We're just, like, so imperfect and so... We just make so many mistakes and we're so f***ed up. And it's not meant to stand the test of hundreds of thousands of eyes. No, like, human actions
You're
that
right.
aren't exactly what you're trying to present to, like, look at who I am. Anything else that anyone sees, it is not meant to hold up to hundreds of thousands of eyes because everyone comes with different perspectives and different and they want different things and they're projecting and like it's just not human. It's not sustainable.
Weird to think about.
Yeah.
It's weird. Do you guys know Wine About It is a podcast about bettering yourselves and the problems?
Welcome to our
with the internet.
self-help podcast.
This is my self-help podcast. Guys, listen, if you were to invest in Starbucks in 2008 during the recession, you would be a millionaire by now. And you should know that if you were a real stock bro.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Because that's what self-help podcasts do. They make you rich.
Self-help podcast? That's like a
Self-help podcast. If you're rich, you'll be happy.
finance bro podcast.
Oh, that's a finance bro podcast.
If you
Sorry,
could
they're in
give
the same
one
section.
piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Are you being for real?
I'm being so serious.
What? I don't want to answer that.
Why?
Do I have to answer that?
Yes.
Never start streaming.
Yowzer. Really?
Yeah.
There's so many things that wouldn't have happened if you didn't start
I
streaming
don't
that.
care.
Mm.
I don't care.
That's sad. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
See, I would have that same answer if I didn't have Alveus. Because
Like-
it's been a means to an end for me, and the end is very important to me. But
I wouldn't
I
have
agree.
even met you, but I don't care.
Damn. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were meant to be friends, I think we would have
No,
it
we
would have
wouldn't have.
happened.
Mm-mm.
Like,
There's no
yeah,
way.
but then we weren't meant to be in that universe, and that's fine. But
Yeah,
I think
and
my
you would be a
mental health
normie.
overall would have been so much better. I would have been a normie. I'd be living my life.
Doing your
I
own
just-
thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
People get really, I've said that before, and people get really worked up because they're like, what about Ludwig? And I'm like, if we were meant to be, we would have met somehow. Doesn't need to be streaming. Like, that's how it works. And so it's like, I'm not worried about it because
Yeah.
like, we would meet and that's it. So whatever.
Hmm.
But it's just so much. I haven't
Damn.
felt safe for how many years, you know? Like, it's just not,
True.
it's terrifying.
It's not
So,
sustainable. It's really not.
yeah.
Yeah.
That, or I would have told that guy when I was 6 years old, I'd be like, you're a pedo.
We're back in. Were you 6?
Yeah, I was 6.
Damn.
I think I was like 5, 6. It went until I was like 10.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was a hot kid.
Don't do that.
I don't blame him.
Dude, stop. Oh my god.
It's kind of funny.
Okay. Well,
Anyway, back to that topic. Yeah, so I was talking to my therapist because she's been trying to unpack my self-worth problems, and I'm like, I don't know where to start.
that's a job, yeah.
Yeah, and so she's been trying to start there, and so a lot of our conversations have been about this guy who we're calling CJ, and we're unpacking here. Bear with me. And so what would happen is he would he'd
Is this like family?
No.
Okay.
It was growing up, everyone is raised very differently. I was pretty poor. I think I've talked about that I was pretty poor. We didn't have babysitters. We didn't have anything like that. We pretty much just had like, I was raised in the church too. So you're just like friends with people in the church. And if your parents at work, you kind of just take care of yourself. Like I was alone at a very young age just because my parents had to work. They had to, like, this is, you know, and I don't blame them. But then you go over to so-and-so's house and so-and-so's house and it was kind of like if all the kids are together, no one needs to watch them, which is crazy, but it is. That's what happened.
Right.
And so I remember my sister had a best friend whose name was Ashley, and Ashley had an older sister and then an older brother, and that was CJ. And we would go over to their house a lot when either, because CJ was old enough to babysit all of us, right? LOL. When all the parents were working. I believe he was like, when I was 6, he was like 13.
Oh, okay.
So then, as the years go by, anyway, and so he would like be the babysitter or whatever, and we'd all be at their house, and then every once in a while he would like force you away from everyone or pick you off. Like you would be walking down the hall and he'd just like step off, and all of a sudden like you'd like, I remember their basement was this big room, and then there was a hallway up to the stairs, and his bedroom was a door right next to the hallway to the stairs. So you'd be walking down the hallway and he would just step out, and all of a sudden your stairs are blocked off, and that's your only option is to turn around and go back to the basement room or deal with him. And that's not really an option because he just grabs you. And so yeah. And so that went on for like a few years, but one of the things he would always start by like saying you were gonna play a game, or like so I was a tomboy when I was a kid, and I would love like burping, and that was my thing, is I could burp on cue and I could burp the alphabet. You've never heard me burp in my life, like ever since. I don't burp anymore. It's impossible, because he would say like, hey, I have a friend I want to call and he wants you to burp the alphabet, and I'd be like, okay, because I'm ready to show off my talent. This is my skill. I'm so excited. And then he'd pull me into his room. There wouldn't be anyone to call. And then he would like pretend he was on the phone, have me burp a little bit. And then all of a sudden he would be taking off my clothes for whatever reason. And that's what people do when they are masters. And you don't know because you're a kid and you're very confused about what's going on, and he's the one in charge, and so you just have to go along with it, right? And it sounds very stupid now, but you're 6, so give yourself a break. Anyway, all of this, it went on for a few years. I know it happened to I think it happened to those girls, like Ashley and her older sister. I know it happened to like my own sister. I know so I know it happened to multiple girls, probably multiple girls in the neighborhood. Because like I said, it was like this big gang of children always running around finding whose ever house we had to be babysat at. And there's probably 2 other girls that I know it happened to. And I don't know if that happened to any of the boys. I have no clue. But I was talking to my therapist about this, and she's like, explain every feeling you have about it. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, and there's that part of you that like feels stupid because you're like, I should have known better. I should have said something, like, and there's a part of you that feels even still scared. Like you're even scared to say something because he would threaten you. If you say anything, like something bad's going to happen. Like, blah, blah, blah. All these different things that you can think of. Like there's just a lot of emotions still attached to it, which is weird because it happened so many years ago and you would think you'd process it. But one of the things was like guilt out of like, what if he is doing it to his kids? Because he has kids now. And I remember actually the craziest thing, I don't know, like I said, big neighborhood vibes, like kind of you just take care of your own type of neighborhood. And when my mom died, he showed up to the funeral because that whole family did, because they were family friends. And he showed up to the funeral, and I remember having that same feeling of being like, the words won't come out, right? Like the words can't come out to tell him to leave. Like I remember my boyfriend at the time was like, do you want me to tell him to leave? And I was like, I don't want to, I'm dealing with too much. Like this is I literally am not breathing. And then the mom of that group, her name is Cindy. Cindy then reached out to me a lot, and she was like, let me take you out to lunch. Let me take you out to lunch. Like, 'cause she was friends with my mom, and I think she just wanted to like be there for me. And she took me out to lunch one time, and I remember it was a really bizarre lunch, and I sensed the guilt. Like I sensed guilt the whole, like a lot of the things she would say felt like she knew already that this has happened to us as kids, and she'd been like holding on to the guilt or something like that. But she never just outright and said it or apologized for it or anything like that. It's not her. I mean, it is, I don't know, it's arguable whose fault it was, your parents for not watching you or him for being disgusting. I don't know. It's a lot. And so she never said anything. I never said anything to her, and then never talked to her after that lunch again. It was too much for me. It was too weird. And so my therapist was talking about like, okay, if you still feel this guilt because you think it could be repetitive, is it worth reaching out to either his wife or the mom or like just like even the sisters that you used to be friends with and just like even commiserating or just like actually confronting this? Because I've always been a very confrontational person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like beating around the bush. I'd rather just be like, what do you mean by this? Or this is how I feel or blah, blah, blah. And so she was like, by holding this back, I wonder if that's like hindered any of your processing of it or whatever. And I don't know. I've been sitting on that ever since. Like, I don't know. I said, the weird thing is that I said, I was like, well, I wouldn't want to ruin his life. Like, imagine, she was like, like, what do you, she was like, how would it ruin his life if he's not doing it currently? Right. Like if you bring up like, hey, this guy did this 20 years ago.
And they're like, hey, I know he's done a lot of work and he's better now. Yeah.
Yeah. Then okay. It doesn't ruin his life. But if you say that and then it turns out that he has been even touching his own kids or other kids, that does ruin his life. But does he deserve to have his life ruined? Maybe. But do I want to be the hand of that? No. So interesting, right?
That's a whole thing.
I know. Crazy, huh?
You can't like compare severity of these two situations, but I had a similar thing right after the rape in college. Was like, that a year later, right, is where I'm like actually processing it, and then I find out that he has a serious girlfriend, and I'm like, do I tell her? You know, like, do other people need to know? Do I need to go through the school and like get him kicked out because he's gonna do it to other girls, whatever? And what I eventually settled on, different for everybody, is like the actions of that perpetrator. They were not your responsibility then as a fucking 6-year-old, and they're certainly not your responsibility now. His actions, like for you as a victim, they're not your responsibility now. If it is something that would genuinely make you feel better, like this being about you, if it's a guilt thing, if you want to like, if it would make you feel better and like empowered, then yeah, absolutely. But
sometimes it feels like you're blowing out one fire when another one starts, because it's like, I would blow out the idea of like not being confrontational, also the potential guilt, but then new guilt for bringing it up.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. The other thing that I think about that's really frustrating is because it was so long ago, is like the fact that it made you feel so guilty. I'm sure it made you feel guilty back then, you know, just being like really confused, but you knew something bad was happening. And you at this age feeling guilty about it now is also super unfair. So it's kind of just like
like 20 years of guilt from just that.
Yeah. And it's like, what is the route out of that for you is what you have to talk about with your therapist. Is like,
so weird.
Is the route out of it like going and telling everybody to make sure it's not happening to his kids? If that's what it is, then it doesn't matter what it does to his life. It's like, you deserve a route out of that guilt. Whatever it may be. It does not matter how it affects him. And if the route out of it is just to move on, that's what you deserve too. You know, I think you just need to talk to your therapist and like really go down both of them. It's
just such a weird thing because it's not something that I've ever thought of.
Yeah.
Like ever. I've never even thought of it as an option, like saying anything ever. And you're like, oh God, like.
That's scary. It's a big deal.
Yeah. It's just kind of weird. But
I texted him. I did not reach out to his girlfriend or like, you know what? Yeah. I did go through the school, or I tried to go through the school. And then there's this whole like court system that they do at the school where you have to be like, you can be in separate rooms, but you hear each other. And like you do this whole trial thing. It's crazy.
Weird.
Yeah. And so I went like into the office, like we did this whole thing. It's all a blur, so I don't really remember what the processes are called. But we went to the office, did the whole thing. And they're like, just so you know, if you like, I don't think they use the word win, but it felt like that. They're essentially like, if you win and you prove these allegations to be true, he will lose all of the units that he's completed, like at school, you know?
You're like, great.
Yeah. And he's a senior, right? He's 4 years into college. And they're like, he will lose all of these units. And of course it's like this nice young girl. And she was like, and that's not your responsibility. You know, don't think of it like that. Like if you can do whatever. And in my head, I'm just like, no fucking way. You know, I was like, no way. Like that's crazy. So I dropped it, which I don't know if he deserved that or not. And then I texted him. I sent him a text first. I was like, is this so-and-so? He responded yes. So I like knew that he was going to receive it. And I sent him a wall of text. And I was just like, you did this and this and this. And this is how it's affected me. And this is why it's not okay. And like, you need to do this going forward. And he didn't respond.
Oh my God.
He never responded. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that did feel like enough for me. After I sent it and I saw that he didn't respond, it was like, one, because there was a lot of confusion. I was like, did he know what he did? You know? And his, like, I knew that he received it because I confirmed before I sent it. So I knew that he got it. And the fact that he didn't respond was like confirmation of guilt for me. So then I could move on and just be like, yeah, that guy.
That
you know?
That's what he did.
Like, yeah, it's just like, he knows exactly what he did. He doesn't want to respond because like, he doesn't want to deal with it. If I was accused of that and I didn't do it, I'd be like, whoa, like, that's not what happened, you know?
Yeah.
But that wasn't it. And then I sent that and then he didn't respond and I walked away from it being like, I know what happened. I told him my piece and like, I'm done moving on. If he's going to go, has he done that to other girls? Probably, you know, probably, but that's not my responsibility. Like, it wasn't my responsibility. It shouldn't have been my responsibility to deal with all that after he did it to me.
Yeah.
It's because it's his fault.
Man, it's so crazy. It's crazy that, like, I could literally never, the thought of messaging him would make me want to vomit. Like, I could never message him.
Yeah.
The thought of, like, even seeing, like, you know, like on Apple, how you there's a little photo next to her. Like, if I had a phone number and saw his photo, I would just, makes me sick to think about. But, yeah, it's just weird. It's weird how sometimes it takes so long to realize how things have affected you. And that's like a weird thing, like being like, when was the first time you felt shame? And you're like, uh-oh, you know, like, oh, shoot. And so it's kind of an interesting conversation that I don't know what I will do with, but it was interesting. And I wanted your perspective. And also there's probably other people in the chat, YouTube comments that have felt this too. And I'm not
Please don't read the comments of this video, dude. That's just so bad for you.
I'm not going to. But I'm saying if you are, if you're like, if this has happened to you, obviously, may peace be with you. And don't use me oversharing as an excuse for you to overshare in the comments, because I don't want you to potentially open like yourself up to something you're not like ready for. I have been oversharing on the internet for the last 5 years. So I'm an expert.
She's in the game. She's in it.
I'm good. So yeah, but I thought it was just a fascinating thing to think about. I've never thought about it before, and I don't know what I'll do with it. I don't know. I think my first step with like processing it is probably just talking to my sister more.
Yeah.
And just like, because the crazy thing is
about it,
I couldn't tell you how many. Also, the very last time I ever played with a Barbie. The very last time and I loved Barbies, like nobody's business. I loved them. And the last time I ever played with a Barbie was at their house, because we were playing with Barbies and we made this Barbie elevator and we would hang it off the stairs, and it was made out of like a frozen grape juice, like container, you know? Yeah. And then we like put strings around it and we'd pull it up the stairs, and then that was our Barbie elevator. And we had the Barbie elevator down the stairs, and we were about to pull it up, and he grabbed the Barbie out of it. And then he was like, nope, you have to come play Barbie with me. You have to come play Barbie with me. And then like the sisters like, we're kind of like nose ghosting. And I was like, I don't want to go down there. And they're like, I don't want to go down there. And then, but we really wanted the Barbie. And then they're like, Blair, will you please go? Like, please. Cause I was the youngest. And I was like, okay. And then as I was going down the stairs, it was like dark. And Ashley, the girl, was holding the door, and she like yelled to CJ. She was like, CJ, please don't do it. Like, please don't do anything. I remember that. I remember it's like so vividly. And then I went down the stairs, and then it's so awful though. And that was the last time I ever played with Barbies. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, you've never told me that story either.
I know. It's one of those things that it's like just slowly come back to me with like everything since we've been talking about it so much. And oh my God, it's just like, I loved Barbie so much. So sad. Yeah. Not the Barbies and the burping. That's
the worst part of this story. You can't burp anymore, and you can't play with Barbies. I lose
too many things. Like when I lost my virginity and the guy stole my Nintendo.
That's so fucked up.
Let me just keep my stuff, you know? Let me keep my hobbies.
Yeah. My final take, and I already said it, and it's because I processed a similar concept, is as a victim, his actions were not your responsibility at the time, not your fault, and his actions today are still not your fault, not your responsibility. Right. Like, you should not feel responsible for managing his actions as a victim.
There's a part of me that wants to like hold him accountable because I felt like he was never held accountable.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. If that would make you feel like
and
better,
it's not even like I don't want him to go to jail.
Sure.
Like I don't want any repercussions, but I want him to know how much he fucked me up.
Yeah. That's how I felt too.
Yeah.
But for me, that was sending a message. It's just, I think you just have to really think down all of those paths and like imagine into what they would feel like for you.
Yeah. So I don't like feeling. That's like kind of my thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting though. It is interesting. Speaking of Barbies.
The Barbie movie.
The best segue ever.
Dude.
The Barbie movie? No, there was a viral tweet. It got like, how many? 7 million?
7 million. No, I think it was more than that.
Really?
Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah, we cover all areas on Wine About It. Maybe this one was this too depressing? I don't know. I'm getting my head now. Do we need to move this to Patreon?
Look, I don't know who's saying the podcast is too depressing, but they're fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
If they want like a happy-go-lucky podcast, they can find another one. It has 13.
We're gonna have to talk about your birthday after this too.
Okay, it has 13.1 million views. It has 125,000 likes. Yeah,
that's more than our TikTok.
Yeah, this tweet's gonna be famous.
These guys
is their big break.
I want to listen to their podcast.
Yeah. No, the tweet. Okay, the tweet. Some girl tweeted. I don't understand. I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand why this is so viral. It doesn't make any sense to me. This girl tweeted, "Don't know if this is entirely fair, but when someone says I grew up loving Barbie, I hear my family was not poor. My problem is not people simping for a brand. That's all movies now. My problem is visceral flashbacks to all the kids in schools who had savings accounts and went on vacations. If we're really going to do Barbie discourse, let's really do it."
What?
And then this girl quote tweeted it and said, "Are we really going to rewrite history and pretend that Barbie dolls were rare exclusives reserved solely for the entities?" And then added a picture of a Barbie that cost $8 on Amazon.
It reserved solely for the elites, is what they said.
Oh, sorry. What did I say?
I will say...
I don't know what I said.
Most of my Barbies weren't brand name Barbies, but I still called them Barbies. And I loved Barbies. My thing with the tweet is like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why it's a viral tweet. Like, this girl posted it and the tweet that was screenshotted had like 23 likes. It was just like some person saying something. And then hundreds of thousands of people were like, "This is so dumb." Like, right. You know what I'm saying? I do think people just like being mad.
Yeah.
And they like calling stuff dumb.
Yeah. But like one random girl tweeted something dumb and then the whole internet's like, "It's crazy that people think this." Like, nobody thinks that.
I think it was just one person.
Yeah,
I can't believe how much hype this got. I'm looking at it now.
I know.
This is crazy.
It doesn't make any sense. Twitter's just an outlet for rage.
It's just a hellhole where you yell. You just yell. Why do we yell so much?
I don't know. It's exhausting.
Also, 90% of the comments are crazy. Did you see that? Remember all the that I talked on the Target line, their Pride line, their Pride merch?
Yeah.
Dude, and how bad it was?
Yeah.
I was saying how ugly it was, for the record. Not that it's bad to have Pride merch. Their designs were bad.
Some of them are crazy.
Their designs were bad, but people were genuinely freaking out, as, of course, conservatives were just freaking out, being like, "Oh, there's Pride merch in the Target." There's been Pride merch at the Target, at the Gap, at the Old Navy, at the Walmart.
Forever.
Like,
forever.
Shut up. But then there was this really funny tweet because everyone was freaking out, and so Target was like, "We're gonna move it to the back so it's not influencing kids," which I'm like, "Oh, rainbows. They're really stressing out the kids. Like your rainbows and your shirt that says queer, queer, queer is really making kids question things. Like that's like if anything, a kid will be like, what does that word mean? And what a great learning moment for you as a conservative to be like, we hate those things. Like regardless, like the kids don't understand these concepts. Like relax. But it's funny because I saved this tweet and I wanted to show you, but Lil Nas X tweeted, "Can't believe Target is supporting this nonsense. I'm never shopping there again. My son is not too cool for school. These shirts are ridiculous. He's going to school and he will learn."
Oh, I didn't know that was Lil Nas. I thought that was legit. I thought that was like some Twitter account.
No, that was Lil Nas. It's so funny. Just because like people are like, my kids will see these shirts and they'll be gay. The shirts are turning the kids gay, and it's like
that's a good tweet. That's funny.
So funny. I thought that was like such a banger. But how was your birthday?
My birthday. It was good. I'm 25. It was sick. I spent the actual. Yeah, I spent my actual birthday.
It's downhill after 27, which I wouldn't know because I'm not 27 yet. Continue.
Oh, I spent my actual birthday day, riding my neighbor's fence line because his goats got out.
What do you mean riding it?
Like, I took my horse out there.
With a horse. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like, rode the fence line looking for the hole in the fence. But then it turned into this whole disaster, and his horse tried to kick my horse, so I had to let my horse go. And then I walked the fence line.
Oh, my God.
It was raining. Anyway, I found the hole. I patched it up, found his goats, brought him back. And then I had ice cream cake.
I got her an ice cream cake.
Because you got me an ice cream cake. And it said, "You are not cringe today," which is very nice.
There was drama at the Baskin Robbins.
There was drama. She tried to have something else written. Go ahead, tell them.
I wanted it to say HBD, bitch. And they were like, no profanity.
They won't do that.
Stupid.
They won't do that.
Yeah. So I changed it to "You're not cringe today." But Space went and picked it up for us, which was very nice.
It was very nice.
But the Baskin Robbins was giving us all sorts of drama. Because I tried to order online. Anyway, there's probably a cake waiting there for me with Blair's name on it still. Because I tried to order one online. It like auto-corrected. I put it for that day, but then it auto-corrected to the next day. And I was like, ugh. So then I like tried calling them. And then I had my assistant call them. And they told my assistant it was just a whole mess. But anyway,
it was great.
They didn't cancel my order for the next day. So I had 2 cakes.
It's almost done. Pick it up. There's like 2 pieces left. It's been a great time. What flavor was it? It was chocolate cake and Oreo ice cream.
Oh, that's the
best. The ideal.
I'm so confused.
So yeah, it was sick. The ice cream was sick. And then this weekend, my boyfriend got an Airbnb, and it was so sick. I sent you pictures. It was so cool.
It was cool. It was a dome.
It was like this cool dome looking thing. Here, I'll show you pictures. Hold on. It was a dome like this. Okay, cool. And then on the inside,
Airbnb is all about those recently.
I know.
Have I talked about the drama with my dad?
On the inside, it looked like that. Are you kidding me?
That's so cool.
And then look. And then I drank Prosecco, and I was a really fancy bitch on my birthday.
She was in the dome drinking Prosecco
with a strawberry on it.
The strawberry. That's so cute.
So nice. It was so nice.
Do cute things on my birthday. My birthday's next week. I have no clue what I'm doing.
Well, I sent you a present. So
I still haven't sent your present because I got scammed.
I heard. That sucks.
Wait, how would you hear?
You told me.
Oh. So you haven't gotten it yet because there's lots of components to Maya's birthday present because Maya can't have things, so instead I just did a lot of little thoughtful things because then they're not big things because I don't have space for them.
I don't have space.
She doesn't have space.
Tiny house.
She fired Space. Anyway, he's the worst.
No.
Just kidding. Space is the best. And so one of those things, I bought this thing off of Etsy that was supposed to be delivered May 12th. That's how long ago I bought this. I bought it back in April.
Oh my God.
I bought this thing off of Etsy. It's not coming. All of a sudden it's May 20th. It's almost her birthday. And I messaged them. I'm like, hey, checking in. And they're like, oh, hello, sweetie. I'll check on this and get back to you. And I was like, oh, we're not friends like that. Like, I don't know you. And then they never got back to me. I checked in for 3 days saying, can I have a tracking number? Can I have a tracking number? Can I have a tracking number? Nothing. Finally, I escalated to Etsy, and Etsy just gives me a refund.
That's
they didn't even have to pay for it. Etsy gave me a refund.
That's so sad.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Well, now your birthday present's perpetually delayed because then I ordered something else and now I'm just waiting for that. So you're going to get a birthday present in August.
Sick.
And it's not going to be worth it, to be honest.
Okay, I'm excited.
But it'll be like fine.
I'm excited.
It'll be
My
fine.
birthday at the Airbnb, it was so nice. We went hiking. We went thrifting. We went in the hot tub multiple times. I love hot tubs. We grilled. We went to the campfire. We did campfire. We watched Shrek. We watched The Tale of Despereaux, another animated movie. We drank Prosecco. We had strawberries.
I
we had other
Tale
snacks.
Of Desperado.
What?
It's Despereaux?
Yes.
Is that the one with the horse?
Mouse.
Not
an
the
X?
Great Mouse Detective.
No, The Tale of Despereaux with an X. Anyway, we watched those movies. It was sick. And I have never had a boyfriend for this long without having problems.
They haven't gotten in a fight. How cringe.
We have never gotten in a fight. We have not run into red flags yet. He still carries.
You know how you get in a fight with him?
How?
Start a podcast.
Oh, you're right. Okay. All right. Okay. He's so nice. He opens every door for me still. He carries everything that he can for me still. He does so much. He still brings me flowers all the time. He's so nice to me. I literally asked him when we were at the Airbnb, so like a day after my birthday. I was like, are you always going to be this nice to me? And he was like, yeah, I asked him that. No, I was like, are you always going to be this nice to me? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like carrying all this stuff, like buying all this stuff, like opening all these doors, not yelling at me and threatening me and throwing stuff at me. And he was like, what? He's so nice.
Oh, I just had a funny one that I could have done earlier when I was pretending to be when I was talking about my ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
I had a really funny one that I couldn't do, but I'd want to do. But I know I couldn't do it, so I wouldn't do it. But it would be funny.
I want to know.
I was talking about like nice things that some of my ex-boyfriends have done.
I want to know.
Some of my ex-boyfriends have done really nice things, but it wasn't even them.
Okay, relax.
I'm talking about my ex-boyfriends.
Okay. Anyway.
But so that sounds very nice.
It was so nice. One of the things that I told him when we were on the birthday trip was like,
I love you for the first time.
Yeah. It's been a year. It's like, you know what? I think I love you.
So finally.
For the first time, we consummated the relationship. No, the dream has always been, or not has always been. The dream has been
start a Minecraft server with a bunch of my friends.
Huh? The dream has been to be with like a normie who gets it, like a normie who understands Twitch, a normie who's as in like not a streamer, but knows what I mean when I talk about LSF, or like knows when I say NMP. Right? They know who I'm talking about. Like that's the dream, right? So you don't have to like explain all the little bits, whatever. And I told him, I was like, there are very few close relationships in my life besides my family, if any, that aren't based off of streaming, that aren't based out of like, if I were to fall off or like quit, that would like still exist in the same way. And it's so grounding to have somebody that is outside of that, that the relationship isn't based off of that. That like, if all of this ended, if all of it just, he
wouldn't care.
Dinosaur, meteorite, whatever, it wouldn't matter. Yeah.
It wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
It would just change honestly, it would probably make your relationship better because you'd just be less sad.
And it's so grounding and it's so nice and it makes me feel like a real person. And it's like, he's so good to me. It's crazy. I can't believe it's been so long and I'm still saying these things. I sound like we've been dating 3 months. It still feels like that. It's just
weird.
So good. It's so good.
What do you want your first fight to be about?
The nose goes.
No. Oh.
He doesn't know about that still. I haven't told him.
Oh, you haven't cheated yet, though, so it doesn't count.
No, I'm waiting for the right time.
I'm waiting for the right boy.
Waiting for the right time in person. Yeah.
Huge.
Huge.
Dude, that'd be so funny. I try to pause and imagine my reaction if, like, I find out that, like, you know, Lud's cheating on me, and I'm like, how dare you? And he's like, the yard did a nose goes.
That's funny.
I feel like content brain of me would be like, oh.
No,
like,
you would be so...
I would be so sad, but I would pause for
you
a
would
second.
be confused.
You know it.
Yeah.
I would be confused. I'd be like, oh.
You'd be like, am I crazy?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Am I the problem for being upset about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would pause. It'd
That's
probably
tough.
take me literally a week or two before I got like, okay, you know, like,
Yeah.
which is funny.
That's a
How
lot.
was Simply's concert?
Dude. Very
Beautiful
cool.
concert.
Okay. The performers, very good.
What was it? I didn't see it like anywhere.
It was like, I don't really know how they worked out doing or putting it together, but it was a simple concert. So it was like hosted by Simply. There was Ambish, there was Ari at Home, there was D Kane, and like a couple other guys, right? That I don't know personally.
I love Ari at Home.
Yeah. And they all
he's subbed to our Patreon, by the way.
really.
Yeah, shout out
That's
Ari
so
at
nice.
Home. He's so sweet.
Yeah, the performances were great. The venue was kind of cool too. It was like an interesting vibe. The problem that I had with it is there was no security. And when I say no security, dude, I mean there was no bag check, no metal detectors, nothing.
Crazy.
And the way that it worked is you walked in there, Simply tweeted it, so anyone could buy tickets, right?
Was
to
it
this
full?
concert. No. It was not that crazy. But, like, anyone could buy tickets if they were in Austin and go. And so we went to this venue, and, like, you know, there's a VIP section, so Simply got us VIP bracelets. And the VIP was, like, we went in this place, there was a bar downstairs, and then we could go upstairs for, like, the VIP section, whatever. But, you know how... okay, let me preface this. I don't mean to say, like, I'm not trying to, like, ego out right now and be like, I need my own separate entrance and, like, I need nobody to touch me. It's not like that.
I'm commenting on our
straight
TikTok.
up at that, dude, at that venue, someone could have pulled a gun and shot a streamer. Like, it's just true. It's just true. And, like, we walked in, the bar's all downstairs, so we're all at the same bar, and then streamers could go upstairs if they had a wristband on. But they weren't checking wristbands to go upstairs.
Oh, no.
Like, yeah, so I watched Jeff walk up there, and he had a long sleeve shirt on.
He didn't have a wristband.
And, no, he had it under his shirt. And he walked up, and I was like, Jeff, did they check your wristband? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, so not only can we get into this venue without a bag check and without a metal detector and without whatever, just checking IDs to make sure you're 21, but we can get into this venue with no security, bring in a bag with whatever you want in it. Who fucking cares? And then you can also go upstairs, you know, where all the streamers are. And there were a bunch of streamers there, you know, like I was there, S-Fan was there, Chance was there. Like there was a lot going on.
Oh, people want to take them out for sure.
Yeah, S-Fan, God.
Ugh.
Extra Emily was there. Everyone hates her.
Oh, she's the worst.
No, but like it really was. It was kind of crazy. The idea of what could have happened is crazy because you think of streamer awards, right? And security is just crazy. It's
I will
crazy.
say that's my number one on any. I spend more money on security than probably anyone. I'm so afraid. I live in a state of fear.
Well, and you should. It's
I know,
no joke.
Like I like she texted me that actually, and I said leave. I was like, just leave.
You did say that straight up.
I would have left. I would have walked out. I don't know. Thank you.
You actually didn't say anything else with no punctuation. You said leave.
Leave. Yeah. No, I would never. Ugh.
Yeah.
I can't go to normal concert. Like, and it's not. It's. I just have fear of.
Crazy things could have happened there. Crazy things could happen. But, you know, the concert itself was cool. I mean, I'm proud of him for putting it together. I think it's cool. Probably been a dream of his.
How long was it?
I have no idea. I feel like I was there for a couple hours.
You just had a good time? You just cruising?
Did
he
I was
stream
still...
it?
No, he should have.
Oh, really? I thought he did.
I don't think he did. Ambish was live, but I don't think Simply streamed it.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, he really should have.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Do all the work, throw someone, like, literally give S-Fan a backpack.
Unless I'm stupid, and he did. but I don't think he did.
Weird. I mean, maybe he just wanted it to be more like, this is my music career. This is my...
Maybe.
Which makes sense for him.
Yeah.
It's cool.
They did a good job, but it was scary. That's the summary.
I have Master Baker starting this week.
Yeah. Dude, you're like hitting the ground running with stuff.
I feel pretty good after my break. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
I feel pretty motivated. I think what I'm doing, I have this big calendar right here. If you have ever watched my streams, I keep paper calendars. It's a weird thing.
Same.
I'm quirky. But I'm looking at my schedule, and my June and July are yuck. I'll be honest. But I'm gonna start scheduling weeks off every 5 weeks. I'm just gonna take a week off.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna start forcing myself to do it because I think it's the only way to maintain how I feel right now, without because Streamer Awards led to a 2-month break. And I don't like that. I'd rather just slowly water the plant instead of having to try to save its life. So yeah, I'm trying to look at this and find okay, take this week off, take this week off, take this week off type thing.
Cool.
So yeah, it should be good, but I'm excited. If you had to guess, I have Fan, Zoil, Aiden, Eamon Gaiman, Myth, Niachu, and Spooky, who I don't think you know. Who do you think is going to win Master Baker?
Nihachu.
That's a good guess.
Thank you.
She is very put together.
Yeah.
You do think she's going to win? Why?
Is there decorating involved?
Sometimes, presentation. They get rated on presentation.
I feel like she's artsy.
She is artsy.
I feel like she'll just...
artsy.
And she's just like, girls are just better.
Oh. Sexist alert, what?
They're just better.
Girls are
They're just going to do...
better.
They're just going to do a better job.
Well, Caroline didn't make it to the finals.
Oh.
Drama.
That's tough.
Also, you ignored Fan.
Okay, I said girls. I grouped them together.
Okay, so the final two for Maya is Fan and Nikki.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for watching this week's episode of Wine About It. I hope it was fun. We're going to move over to the Patreon episode now, where we're going to answer some questions and keep chit-chatting.
Yeah. Go to Patreon if you want to see more, if you want to hear more.
If you want to see hot, sexy singles in your neighborhood, join our Patreon.
Yeah, we go crazy on there.
Yeah, we find them, actually. We go through our neighborhood and we knock on doors and we say, are you a hot, sexy single?
Yeah.
And that's our Patreon content.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Go check it out. Like and subscribe.
See you there.